All right.
Okie dokie. Can everybody hear me?
Jess, we can hear you.
All right. Don, are you kicking us off? Am I kicking us off? What's going on here? Sounds like we're rolling. I think Don may still be joining. That's okay. I can MC as well as talk here. Don says it's up to me. All right, we can rock and roll. I know we're late on time, so we'll go ahead.
You need no introduction, Tucker. Well, I can't give you an introduction, actually. I mean, I just got, am I still in the meeting? What just happened there?
You're here. You're here, buddy.
Okay, good. My screen's just popped.
All right.
If I give an introduction, whenever I talk about you, it's like people will think I have a man crush or something. So I'm not going to do an introduction.
Right back at you, Don. So enough of the bromance here. We'll just go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to steal the screen if that's cool. And I can share my slides for the day. If you can see my screen, you should see a lady much prettier than me on the screen here. So we'll go ahead and get started. I am going to talk tech ecosystems, but really to do that, I'm going to talk about the future of the insurance agency and a little bit of the past of the insurance agency. Before we do that, I am head of sales here at InsuredMine. If we haven't met yet, that's on me. Super excited to be here. Super excited to see all the smiling faces, hear from customers, hear from industry leaders. Truly an awesome event that's been fun to watch grow over the last couple of years. Before we get started, we're going to have a little fun here. So I'm going to tell 2 truths and a lie about myself. If you are the first one to type the lie into the chat, you will receive a Starbucks gift card and a swag bag. So the 2 truths and a lie are: I was born in Tokyo, I'm related to a president, and I've run a mini marathon with a completely torn ACL. And no, they're not all lies.
So people can only talk about the lies, right? They are mentioning the lies.
Sam, you can't win.
Give it
You
away,
work for us.
folks.
Somebody got it right, but he works for InsuredMine, so I'm not. Yep. Jamie got it too. Somebody do it. Come on.
So you're born in Tokyo?
I was not born in Tokyo. Okay. Who put 1? Okay. Abby Mitchell wins the swag bag. I was not born in Tokyo. I am related to probably the worst president of all time, President Harding. And yes, I have run a mini marathon with a torn ACL. I did not know I had a torn ACL for 3 years. So more stories on that if you want to talk one-on-one. But now that we know each other, let's dive into the presentation. So it's really fitting that the previous presentation was, slow down to speed up. And it's really funny that you brought that up. My first VP of sales that I ever worked for, he used to tell me that all the time. I still don't know if I understand that 7 years later, but it's a really good thing. So I would encourage you to think right now, where do I want to be in 5 years? What is my goal? And to do that, maybe I'll talk about where I want to be in 5 years or some of the things that I might be seeing coming. So I am from Indiana, which some people in the organization don't think is a real place here in Texas, but I would imagine the Colts are going to win a Super Bowl. You may call me absolutely crazy, which may absolutely be true, but would love to see personally, my sports team go ahead and win. Maybe some crazy things are happening in politics. It might not be Kanye West. I know, just awful. But we'll see some crazy things happening in politics, as we have over the last 2 elections, which have just been wild, which can make a dramatic difference on our business, how the industry is changing, what happens in the economy, and really in social as well. Maybe you're selling insurance in the future to people who are traveling to different countries, different states, or different planets, right? Maybe we're going to Mars. I know Elon Musk gets thrown around all the time. Maybe you want to go up there and start a new colony and sell insurance on a different planet. Who knows? We talk a lot about autonomous vehicles. For me, I would rather not have a car drive for me or really anybody else drive for me unless it's an Uber driver, but maybe some things coming in the future, even flying cars, which we've heard about for years. I think Back to the Future was brought up earlier where a lot of these things were discussed. So a lot of alignment there on some of the things that we see coming. We are seeing major changes in the economy right now in the stock market with interest rates. You know, I think you'll see more and more of that over the next 18 months. And all of this, where are we going to be in the next 5 years, is to think about how this is going to impact us, impact our business, impact our industry, and what do we need to be doing about it. The last one, maybe you're looking to sell your business, right? Maybe you are an older person that, you know, has a succession plan and is ready to offload. What does that mean for you? How do you build the right structure in place? Maybe you're not looking to sell, but you are looking to be more efficient. How do I do that? So some of the things that may happen in the next 5 years are up to you. So actually, Montserrat, I'm going to have you drop a quick poll if you don't mind. And there's going to be a couple questions in there, and this may be a little fun to see some of the answers. And I know some of you wisecrackers will have some interesting thoughts here. We'll have to get some Jeopardy music for this. Montserrat, can you help me out? Yeah, okay. And I actually have a special one for her, Montserrat, over here. It's got a hat and some other things in it. So I'll have Anjali send that out for Abby. Okay. While we're waiting on answers to roll through, let's talk a little bit about what's happened in the last 5 years. Montserrat, whenever you want to publish that, we can just stop. But you've seen, oh, here we go. Are we able to see any of the answers that people gave there by any chance? Or do you want to read some of the ones out? That's okay. We can come back to it. Okay, so the last one is interesting. Have you ever mapped out a customer journey? 2 said yes, 2 said no, and 2 said, what is that? That's kind of the response I expected. Some of the other answers we'll go through. So what's happened in the last 5 years? Well, you've seen unbelievable valuations for companies, the stock market grow rapidly. You've seen insurance agencies consolidate like crazy. We've gone from about 38,000 independent agencies to less than 36,000 over the last couple of years, meaning about 10% are gone or consolidated, which is really interesting and should get you thinking. You've seen coronavirus. If I would have asked you the question 5 years ago, what do you expect to see in 5 years? I would doubt most of you would have said a pandemic, unless you're a fortune teller. And if so, then I'm going to have you gamble for me this weekend. But what you saw from that, I mean, people buying up toilet paper. Did you ever think that you would see toilet paper gone and you not be able to buy that? Going to some pop culture. If anybody's favorite movie as a kid was Home Alone, can you believe that Macaulay Culkin turned 40 2 years ago? I could not believe that. It's pretty crazy to think about. So what has that done for us? Well, it's done a lot of things. So you saw the pandemic do crazy things like toilet paper, but it's also done crazy things like create outsourcing. If you even say the word VA right now, you could sell a bunch of VA services. It is the hot thing right now. I think everybody's trying to figure out how to be more efficient. It was brought up, you know, who's working from home. I was actually surprised to see how many people were in the office, but you know, this working from home craze is definitely something that is here to stay, at least in a hybrid model, and is impacting the way people work, how organizations work together, and really how businesses run on a day-to-day basis. The other thing is co-working spaces, right? Maybe worked decently well for some, not so well for others. But all of these things are changing the way that we need to think about our business and what we might do going forward. So let's take a step back from insurance before I go into insurance and think about some of the other industries that have been impacted. So if I did a poll right now and said, how many of you had a Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, AMC Go, any of those, I bet about 100% of you would say that you had done that. Now, if I said 5 or 10 years ago, how many of you have been to a movie theater in the last couple months? I bet that number would be significantly higher. So even in entertainment, you're seeing things change over the last 5 years, and they will continue to change over the next 5 years. Same thing with Uber versus renting a car, right? I have always, in my generation, been one to call an Uber, call a Lyft. Really, taxis were a thing that were before I was traveling around a lot and renting a car a lot. So, you're seeing transportation change rapidly. Some of the other ones of my favorite brands in highly competitive markets, it's really interesting to think about what you're buying when you're buying these products. And this is how I'll relate it to insurance. So when I think about something like Apple, I think, I'm buying a full tech stack, right? I'm buying my Apple Watch that you can see here. I'm buying my iPhone. I'm buying my Mac. I'm buying a connected, easy to use ecosystem of technology that makes me feel a certain way when I use it. Chick-fil-A, I'm not buying a chicken sandwich. I'm buying the fact that they say my pleasure to you. I know I'm getting the same consistent product. I'm getting great service every time I buy. Nike, I'm really not buying shoes. I'm buying the ability to jump high, run fast, feel cool, and at the end of the day, just do it. Southwest, I want to get away, right? I'm not just buying a plane ticket. I'm buying access to anywhere I want to go with great service. You may disagree. You may be an American or Delta person. That's totally cool. Google, not buying technology. I'm really buying data. And Ray-Ban, I'm not buying my sunglasses here. I'm buying classic cool. I'm buying the way that it makes me feel when I have them on. So again, when we think about how things are changing, we need to think about how the customer feels, the customer and the process they go through when they buy, and at the end of the day, what emotional response they're having to what you're selling. So when we think about highly competitive markets, which I would say insurance is, look at how others are dominating their spaces in highly competitive markets and the way they make consumers feel when they buy. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, in every industry, shift happens. And yes, this is a play on words from Forrest Gump, but things are changing rapidly. If you look at what they say about how things move over time, it continues to develop more and more rapidly over time. So meaning if you've seen technology shift in the last 5 years, it means it's going to continue to develop quicker and quicker over the next 5 years, which means we need to slow down to speed up and think about what's going on. So again, the insurance industry is no different here, and excited to share what that means. So, Roshan brought up a really powerful statement to start this event yesterday. And that statement to me was, the future of the insurance agency when it comes to technology is a CRM, and it's not an agency management system. That the agency management system needs to be a CRM. The reason for that, and what has been kind of gone over already, is we should not be focusing on policies. We should not be focusing on product. Again, whether it's my sunglasses, it's my Nike shoes, it's the airlines I buy, it's the way I travel. For me, it's not about the product. It's about the journey that I go through and the way that those brands, those businesses make me feel when I buy a product. It's a customer focus outside of a product focus. So for us, our product is our policies, and our customers are our clients, not our customers, as Don mentioned yesterday. So we need to be thinking about that customer journey. So when I say the word customer journey, I'll talk about exactly what I mean by that. But why does this matter? So let's think about Starbucks, right? If you're, any of my ex-girlfriends, you probably do spend $15,000 on Starbucks. If you look at lifetime value, which is LTV here, the average lifetime value of a Starbucks customer is over $14,000. So that $5 cup of coffee that you're buying is not $5. You're buying hundreds, if not thousands of those over time. So Starbucks, through brilliant marketing, through building locations everywhere you can find, is willing to spend up to $3,500 on you to get you to buy your first $5 cup of coffee, because they know the impact of that ongoing. With an insurance agency, it's the same way, right? If you're selling to me right out of college at 22, I had a car, then I bought a house, then I'm building businesses, I'm buying toys, that my lifetime value as an insurance customer is exponential and can be tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's incredibly important to map out what that customer journey looks like and understand the value of that customer long term. So some of these numbers you may try and calculate yourself. Would be pretty cool to find out if you haven't done that in your own business. So as you've noticed, I've been talking probably too much, but for the last 20 minutes, I haven't said a single thing about InsuredMine yet. So whenever I think about technology, and Steve Jobs would agree with me here, I think we need to start with the customer experience and work backward from there. And I think that's where the agency management system, which is a wonderful tool and has its power, has lacked for a long time. So, you know, a lot of agencies have, for lack of a better term, bastardized their agency management system as their customer journey, as their customer facing tool, which is exactly why InsuredMine was born. So let's all understand that customers buy in a similar way, and we should meet buyers where they are. So when I mean they buy in a similar way, they do it in a pattern and in a funnel, which I'll talk about here. So the only reason InsuredMine has built technology other than to serve customers is to help enable this customer journey. So what I mean by customer journey, I mean, if I'm a customer, I may identify as somebody who's ready to purchase something. I may be a lead, right? I may come in through a website form. I may go to a quoting engine. I may call up my buddy from college who happens to be an insurance agent and ask him, you know, hey, I might need some insurance. Whatever it may be, I may express interest. From there, I may be a lead that needs to be nurtured. Maybe I have an X date on my birthday. Maybe I'm just quite not ready to make a decision. I'm trying multiple avenues to find the product that I want. Maybe I do say, okay, now I'm in a buying cycle. I'm going to make a decision by a certain day. I am in a sales funnel. And maybe I either say no or I say yes. At the end of the day, I'm being renewed. So whether I'm buying commercial insurance, whether I'm buying employee benefits, whether I'm buying something as simple as car insurance, I'm going to go through a certain set of stages during that buying decision that hopefully as an agency, we have this mapped out. And technology should help us facilitate this. So when you look at InsuredMine, we've built integrations with just about every agency management system that you can see. A lot of you have talked today, have been on everything from Hawksoft, 360, QQ. We've got some Easy Links folks in the house, so on and so forth. Really, we're agnostic to the agency management system. But again, it's back office versus front office. At the end of the day as well, when you think about that customer journey, and I'll go into some of the questions you should be asking yourself, it should be, what tools do I need at each stage of the customer journey, and how can I consolidate those, make those more integrated? So my only sales pitch that I'll give you today on InsuredMine is if you're using a CRM, a marketing automation platform, a form tool, a texting tool, an e-sign tool, I think a lot of you are here right now because you don't need all 5 of those. You can do that with InsuredMine. Makes that easier on your customer journey to facilitate that in one place. And at the end of the day, is better for you. So again, think about what's back office, what's front office, what technology should be used for each. So this can get really, really complicated. So if you look at the technology landscape today, you may have an agency management system, quoting tool, VoIP system, marketing automation, website, just management of your policies, and then a CRM and data platform. The bigger you get, the more in depth you get with more technology, and the more that you don't consolidate, the less efficient you end up being. So at the end of the day, if you can map out that customer journey, align what features and functionality you need, see what's best integrated, see what's best for you and what your agency needs, you're gonna make your folks a lot more happy. You're gonna make your tech stack a lot more lean. And at the end of the day, you're going to gain more customers, more lifetime value, and a cheaper cost to acquire that customer. So as I start to wrap up, I'm going to give you all some homework. So when as a sales leader, when I think, how are my leads coming in, right? Where are they coming from? What needs to happen when that leads come in? Can I make this more efficient? How do I automate that? Now, once somebody raised their hand and they say, oh, hey, I'm more than a lead, I'm interested, they have shown intent, what needs to happen in each stage of the funnel? What tools can and should facilitate this, and how do they integrate with the other systems that I'm using to, at the end of the day, bind and renew folks for their insurance? Once we bind a policy, what needs to happen during the policy period? Are we welcoming them? Are we sending them cross-sell campaigns? Are we asking them to refer people? Are we asking them for Google reviews? What are those stages? What are those activities that you want to happen 100% of the time? And at the end of the day, how do we standardize all this? And are my employees best educated on the process that we follow? And are we supporting them to make sure that those tasks are being done that they shouldn't have? So this has been said time and time again by just about every speaker. What low value task can I automate or use a VA for? It's one of our hot words, to provide more time for our employees to actually do what they do best, which is be in front of people, sell insurance, help them renew, and service accounts. So with that, that is what I've got for you today. Hopefully that was somewhat entertaining, but I do have a gift. So super excited to roll out our referral program. So anybody who just spent the last 30 minutes listening to me blabber on now has access to our new referral program. This is brand new. I'm sure we will get this out after, but you basically have the chance to earn up to $100 per referral and a free month of licensing for your InsuredMine account. So based on the size of the agency, we'll go ahead and send you a gift card just for them booking a demo with us. We'll qualify that, send you the gift card of your choosing. Also, if that agency decides to become a customer, you can receive a credit for up to that number of users that they sign up for on your next month. So let's say you refer a 25-person agency, you would get a $50 gift card. If they become a customer, you would receive up to 25 licenses for free 1 month on your next month of licensing. So super excited to roll this out. Hopefully some folks take advantage of it. I think you've seen some of the power of InsuredMine. If you are a happy customer, I'd love to find more just like you. And with that, I think I'm a little under time. I'm getting you back on schedule, Montserrat, but happy to answer any questions, comments we've got here.
So I shared the answers for the poll so you can see what they share with us. Some of them, they are funny.
Okay, so yeah, we have war. Well, probably. Aliens will present themselves if they haven't already. Zombie apocalypse. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty the last 10 years, so I'm totally ready for that. Your agency will grow tenfold. That must be an InsuredMine customer. Love that. Will Smith will win another Oscar and not somebody. That's awesome. Craziest thing, COVID. Absolutely. I don't think anybody predicted that. Biden. Okay, we're getting political here again. Love it. Just gonna skim right over that though. And Will Smith slapped someone at the Oscars. I'm guessing that's the same person from previously. So love to hear the awesome questions there. Will this program be retro? It starts today, John. It starts today. So I think there's a lot of opportunity out there for us to all earn some free licensing, some free gift cards. Excited to roll it out starting today.
Thank you, Tucker.
Well,
So I'm going to share my screen and show something with you guys before we go to the other presentation that is going to be FAQs with support team. I know that you love support team. So as Roshan said in the previous presentation, we have some templates that we are going to give you. So please email me to receive these templates and these forms. We're going to give you 17 folders, and the amount of this is going to be up of 100 templates. That is going to be personal, commercial, Medicare, and referral. So please send me an email that you want the templates, and I'm going to update in your account. I'm going to give you 9 forms. This form is going to be for commercial, personal, life, and cancellation again. So if you want both templates and forms, please send me an email, and I'm going to send you the templates. But in that email, please be specifically if you want that the template should be in your agency or only in the agent. how to access the templates. So you have to go to engagement, and you are going to see templates, and you are going to see all the folders. That is going to be IMOC2 and the name of each template or folder. How to access the forms. You have to go to Forms Builder, and here in Form List, you are going to have the forms, the 9 forms that we are going to give you. These forms are sponsored by Damon Cook and also Texan Insurance. Well, I think that's it. We are going to the other session. If you have any question, please let me know. I'm going to write you my email in case you don't have it. And see you in the other session.